Welcome back to New Rockstars. I got bite-sized questions for you, but don't bite them because you can't put them in your mouth right now.
Damn it.
All right, it's from this guy, Greg W. He wants to know, just straight up, do the Avengers know Coulson is alive? Or are they still like mourning him every year?
So this is a fun one that kind of delves into the matter of canon in the MCU. So according to Joss Whedon, who directed the pilot of the first Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, he's the one who kind of decided that Agent Coulson was coming back, but he also directed the first two Avengers movie, including Age of Ultron. So when Age of Ultron was coming out, he clarified that the Avengers do not know that Coulson is alive. Nick Fury knows, Maria Hill knows, but the rest of the Avengers are not aware of this. In fact, there's an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Lady Sif comes to visit, and they have to tell Lady Sif, don't tell Thor, because apparently Coulson's death as a martyr was so important to bind the Avengers together that
these dum-dums are gonna be like, wait, he's alive? Then we shouldn't be Avengers anymore.
Right, like that's gonna matter. Also, Joss Whedon has kind of clarified that there is a slight difference in canon between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the rest of the MCU. Now, for all intents and purposes, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series is canon in the MCU. There's a ton of tie-ins. Their timelines pretty much sync up until the later seasons, but he has said specifically that the truth of the TV series is not necessarily the truth of the cinematic universe. And to me, the biggest defining point is Kevin Feige really hasn't had a ton of oversight over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the show. So unless it's part of Kevin Feige's master plan for the cinematic universe, I don't know if it's technically canon.
I mean, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think they eventually they have an alternate timeline in it now too, and where Earth is destroyed and stuff. So it definitely is a whole other thing. And then obviously the Netflix shows also had their own thing. So what happens if like Agent Coulson is like in a room and then like Steve Rogers walks in?
He has to pretend to be dead. He has to shit his pants. And he has to...
Like have always been dead?
Yeah, he has to be dead, and then someone has to be like, oh, who dug up Agent Coulson?
Why did we bring his body here?
Yeah.
And why did he now shit his pants?
We're so sorry, Mr. Stark. Oh God, this is so bad.
So embarrassing.
And then he has to drool and like play dead and weaken
No,
at Bernie's
but he
himself.
shouldn't drool either. He's been dead for like 8 years.
Do dead bodies drool? Next episode
Big
of the Big Question.
Yeah. Do dead bodies dream about me?
The dream of a dead person is called heaven.
Oh my God, Erik. That's sacrilegious.
Get that star out of here. It's breaking quarantine.
Yeah. So this question I love. I think about this question all the time. I've seen this question around too. So I'm asking you, can Magneto lift Thor's hammer?
Okay. Well, the Marvel comics have shown him both lifting it at times and not being able to lift it at other times. But Magneto is master of all metal, but not just the metal itself, it's the magnetic field around the metal. So he can manipulate any metal that's Earth-based or extraterrestrial, including Uru, which is what Mjolnir is made out of, and like Shi'ar technology, which is another alien tech. But
She was a hottie. I had a thing for her, but she had weird arm things, and that made me confused.
Are you the child of the crystal?
There are actually 3 types of magnetism. I looked this up. There's ferromagnetism that applies to the metallic magnetic metals, iron, cobalt, and nickel. But there's also paramagnetism and diamagnetism, and the other forms of magnetism apply to all objects, just on a very small level. So all things have a magnetic field around them that most of the time is just canceled out by gravity. But Magneto has mastery over all forms of magnetism, so theoretically he can manipulate any object. In the comics, he's moved like mountains, he's moved trees just by like manipulating the magnetic field around them. So it's not specific to metal, but just the fact that Magneto can lift Mjolnir using its magnetic field doesn't mean he is wielding Mjolnir.
Oh, but he could like throw it with the field.
He can move it, he can deflect it from attacks on him, but he cannot harness the powers of Thor the way Cap did when he lifted Mjolnir.
Gotcha. But he can pretty much mess with it.
Yeah, he can, just kind of keep it right out of his reach. Like,
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
I'm proud of us for not making a sexual magnetism joke.
Or did we?
But before I continue, thank you to Bang Energy for sponsoring this video. Every can of Bang is 16 ounces and it contains 300 milligrams of caffeine. It's sugar-free and it has 0 calories, yet it tastes really good with over 20 different flavors to choose from. One of those great flavors is peach mango. And how to describe peach mango? Well, imagine a Major League Baseball pitcher throwing a peach into your mouth followed by a curveball mango. 2 bites of delicious fruit with a ton of energy. Check out Bang on Instagram. You can get 25% off your order at Bang bangenergy.com when you use the code NewRockstars25. There you can buy cans of Bang Energy, including their sweet tea and keto coffee flavors. You can also get clothing and fitness supplements, all kinds of stuff to be your best Bang self. Thanks again to Bang Energy for sponsoring this video. Get 25% off at bangenergy.com using the code NewRockstars25.
Okay, this next question comes from Third Ward TX, Guy Donnie. It's a very good question about Cyclops' very effective ray bans, basically. He wants to know, how is it that the rays that come from Cyclops' eyes, they can they can level mountains and they can cut people in half and do all kinds of things, but they don't just knock his sunglasses off his face? How does that work?
Okay, so Scott Summers' civilian sunglasses are made out of the same material that his optic blast lens is when he's in superhero mode. It's made out of this material called ruby quartz, which in real life is actually very brittle.
Oh, okay.
It would fall apart, but at the time in the 60s when Stan Lee was developing these characters, lasers were a thing, so he's just kind of yeah, one will be able to shoot lasers out of his eyes. But people believe that the ruby quartz limits the light that comes into his eyes to just the red part of the spectrum. So Scott Summers, when he walks around, he absorbs solar energy through his body, and that's what he converts into the optic blast. But they're saying that the reason why that's just not happening every time he opens his eyes behind the ruby quartz is his cones are only being activated on the red scale from the solar light that's coming in. However, later canon has further clarified that Scott's eyes open portals to another dimension of chaotic, concussive laser energy, optic energy. So every time he opens his eyes, he is opening those gateways, those portals to other dimensions to release the optic blast.
Yeah.
But the sunglasses and the normal lens that he has as Cyclops are made out of the same material that prevents that from happening.
So it's true what they say, the eyes are a gateway to a laser hell dimension.
They do say that.
Good job.
Good job. Hey, I'm Erik Voss. You can find me at EA Voss anywhere on social media. You can follow this guy at Filup Molina, the same places, and follow New Rockstars on socials. And hey, subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube.
Share this show. We're
around.
making content during the apocalypse. Maybe some of your friends might want to watch it.
Yes. See you next week.
Bye.
Stay safe.